Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, when you hit your teens, life ain't really what it seems. Try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track.
Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you. And the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. small, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start looking as a lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
So we welcome everyone to 18th Chessbrainz Club Arena. I'm your host Abhishek, and we have Coach Neerav Vishal today with us. Hi Neerav, are you excited for the kids battling in?
Hello everyone. I am Neerav Vishal, an Arena English Master, and I'm really excited to commentate and enjoy the games which is going to be held, the 18th Chessbrainz Club. I am really excited for it. So let's start.
Yes. So we'll take the top board game as we have no requests till now. Okay. So in this game, Iban is playing as white, Arun is playing from the pieces of black, and we see a Sicilian on the board. Now, I have rarely seen kids playing e6 Sicilian. What is your take on this?
Actually, to my students, I always teach them if your opponent plays bishop c4 on second move, e6 is very solid and probably the best. E6 d5.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are definitely witnessing something spicy here.
There is ideas of g6, bishop g7, and probably d5.
Yes. And okay, I mean, I thought the black is trying to control the dark squares in the center, but after the break, I think there is idea of rook e1 at some point after they save the bishop, and this can make the game spicy as the king has still been left in the center. On the other side, even both the players are doing fine, but look at the black center control right now.
Yes, that's really good. And trap is threat, so he defended well.
Yes. The bishop was like about to get trapped at this point, but after the move d3 at this point, the white managed to stop it.
Bishop g4 maybe was better.
Bishop g4 was ideally good here, but I think how long are you going to leave your king in the center? At some point, you need to castle and bring it back into the game, right? So my preferences are currently pawn g6, bishop g7, castle. Just quickly.
Right. Black can also get crazy by playing queen d7 and long castles, maybe.
Yes, there is 100% possibility for the same. I mean, in Sicilian, we rarely just see the queenside castles, but why not? If it's worth trying. Even Arun is actually an 1800, whereas Iban is a 1700. So these are couple of the top players of Chessbrainz right now, I can say. And when I look at this move h6, it is still a very slow move, right?
Knight g5. Maybe he was afraid of knight g5. Because bishop
Knight g5 is definitely a possibility, but now maybe white is preparing queen c1 after this.
Now g5 and queen d7 long castles maybe. I think they should long castle now. Probably.
Yes, I think long castle is the only good option at this point.
Because after
Otherwise,
playing h6,
yeah. After playing h6,
I don't think short castle is a good option because queen c1 and they want to sack on h6 at some point in the future.
yes.
After there is castling short side, so long castle has to be considered. Yes.
Also, this is a very tactical game, right? I mean, this is a very strategic game. The reason to that is the white's few of its own pieces will prevent a pawn storm on the queen side for some time at least. And basically, white has found a weak square to get a fork from b6, which is again surprising, and even maybe thinking of bringing this bishop into the battle. Again, that can be met with this pawn, but center can open up.
Right.
This is a blunder.
Knight c8 maybe was better. Knight c8.
Knight c8 was really good here, but I think now white is clearly good. I mean, I expect an 1800 to at least castle quickly, always check the opponent's move. So these are some things again, but we never know. These are kids. They sometimes might end up playing really good as well.
Still, it's sharp. The game is not lost yet, but white is better.
Wow, what a tactical brilliance here.
In the pin.
This requires good presence of mind, right? You need to know that my opponent's piece is pinned and I can still gain that extra pawn. So Iban is like trying to completely squeeze this position and get every drop out of this lemon. That's what it looks like, right?
Right.
Yes.
Resigns.
Black just resigned. No. I mean, maybe Black must be knowing somewhere that this game is getting difficult, but playing till the end could have given an edge to them at least. They could have kept their chances alive.
Yeah, about the tournament format, it's like you can play maximum games. If you get some more time, you can play more games.
Yes. Now we are getting a request for Arav. He's playing from the white pieces and black pieces. Sony's playing from the white pieces.
Right.
Yes. And when we look at this position, the black has a very good center.
Right.
I think black seems slightly better here. Even though white has a passer along the rook file, but I still believe there's a long journey to go for both the players.
Yes, that is correct. Queen c7 has been played.
Yes.
Now they have
how about just okay, now even f7 is hanging at the same time.
Yeah, best move.
Yes, this is a very good move. And black needs to be a bit careful here at this point. This knight looks really strong for the white here because it's
maybe
aiming some
Yes.
just kicking it off and just trying to sending your opponent's pieces back.
H6, E4, kicking the knight all the way back is maybe a good idea.
Yes, and you at some point you need to disconnect this queen to, let's say, G2 if you are aiming to do a queen and the helper checkmate. That's definitely one thing.
H6, knight f3, E4, knight E1, and yeah, it's getting the initiative towards black.
Yes, black will slowly try to take that initiative back from the white, and okay, nothing seems wrong here. I think the only thing that we can suggest for white, yes, they have some advantages, completely undeniable, but I'm also looking for white to get their rooks in the game at some point.
Yes, that's important.
Let's say you start creating the play using your advanced passer, right? I mean, you have a passer along the rook file, so create some play. Leaving your pieces ideally in the corner will not help you.
No, activation
for black,
of
yes, I think there's going to be a forced trade now.
Queen d1. Yeah, queen d1, rook d1.
Yes, queen d1, rook, and okay, still this rook is going to hang for the while, but you can figure it out. And we always know that 2 rooks are better than 1 queen, right? So I think
Yes,
white
in
can be
that.
the one who can. Yes, I think even though it's going to be slightly difficult for black to coordinate those rooks with the knight and try to create a play, but if they have practiced that position properly, they can end up easily outplaying white.
Yes. The problem is also that the number of minor pieces is very low. So 2 rooks are clearly better.
Yes. The only ray of hope for the white is that a pawn right now. And they need to save their knight at the same time. But again, your moves are coming up. Let's say knight f3 and then there's follow up by pawn e4. Definitely those moves are looking really good here. Okay. First thing black did is connecting their rooks. This can be a good way to coordinate your rooks and ensuring you don't end up blundering them. But now white will have some chance. Okay, the point is their rook was hanging at this point and the knight was being attacked at the same time. So they just ended up saving their own rook, which is ultimately the case. And white will also look to save their knight at this point now.
Right. Black has to go for some attack on the right.
Yes, that's true. Black needs to go for some attack on the king side, as you said.
That is very important.
Yes. And also, Sony is slightly behind in the time right now. So they need to figure out how they want to continue.
Knight.
Actually a good approach, but can this be met with pawn f4 pawn f5 at some point?
On f5. Right. Knight g3, they will have to play knight g3 then. And after f5, knight g3, the pawn looks a bit weak. It can happen.
True. Let's see what comes on the board. I mean, because that knight can become the reason of you not being able to play with your e-pawn. So at some point you need to start taking chances. If you want to go yes.
Maybe rook a1 and then doubling with rook. The second rook going to the d1 square. Okay. This is also
currently black's plan is to shift their pieces into the opponent's half of the board, right? And I've seen this plan by Paul Morphy into his games. Even when Morphy didn't know which tactic I have to apply, which strategy I have to use, he always just kept on shifting his pieces and it always ends up giving you good space advantage. And once you start being in the opponent's kingdom, things automatically start sorting for you in terms of building a good attack. Now, rook a1 can be definitely an idea, but it will come on the cost of losing f7. So there can be idea of,
queen e5.
Yeah, knight is hanging at this point. True.
Yes, that has to be great.
One good idea. You can also think of this, but there can be discovery anytime sooner. And we never know what white wants. So let's consider this. And they need to save the queen.
Queen f5.
You can go. Yeah.
Queen f5,
Queen f5 is also one of the.
Yeah.
Yes. So what should black do against queen f5 at this point?
Here, maybe just rook d5 and then knight takes h4. Rook d5, queen f7, and knight takes h4.
Yeah, looks better. I think they're looking for a counter attack here. But
yes,
I hope. Yeah, they're looking for like a counter attack. So
f3, they can play f3.
Again, Sony is in last 37 seconds, so they need to be also okay. Rook takes now. H4 is coming at this point. Is that a no? Queen intervention.
Oh, big blunder! Big blunder.
Why? Why did you play the rook here?
Big blunder.
Now
it's time pressure.
Back rank? No, knight can jump again. I think they could have left the rook. Okay. Knight will jump. But okay, yeah. I can understand for white they have less time, but Arav slightly he's carrying that advantage of time, so he could have taken a couple of seconds before they more.
Right, he should catch it.
We'll take on the next request really soon. This is an important endgame, so we will not let anyone miss that. We'll take on each and every request.
Okay. Now black cannot lose if he doesn't blunder.
Yes. Black can also think of just making a battery down the road, right? I mean, just let your opponent
Yes.
do what they want, and
Right.
Rook H1 can be a beautiful idea, just a silent way of going. Oh, can this be met with Pawn G3?
G3. Queen is
No,
hanging
no, no.
right now.
Queen is
They will
hanging.
move queen and then G3 is the idea. Then queen.
So Black's
G3.
point is to gain tempos and try to put pressure, try to put time pressure on the Sony. That is the main idea here. But obviously now they can think of our plan, right?
Right.
This just looks powerful. I mean, Sony needs to be quick, and they need to first sort their back rank, otherwise they can run into some trouble. Rook H5, Queen takes. No, Queen takes is not necessary though.
Look
It
at
can be
H5,
pawn
they
F5.
will have to play F3. F G3. Rook G5 has to be played. Very good move.
They're holding it pretty well though. And I think somewhere Arav is trying to get white into the flag down position. That's what they're actually looking for.
King G6. It's getting really spicy now.
Yes.
King F3.
Now one rook and knight both are hanging at the same time.
Yes. Maybe taking the knight. Yes.
And then maybe rook G2.
This endgame. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
I think this is over now.
Final mistake.
Black just beautifully outplayed white here. And there's
Right,
no
in the
way
time
now
span.
Black can lose this. I think this game it was not only about the skills, but this game also demonstrated how good you are, how good you are being, and how good you are at holding yourself under the time pressure and being calm in the panic situations.
Right.
Wow, beautiful game. He just executed one rook checkmate with the king without thinking of
without
getting a
pushing
new
the pawn.
time pressure. Yeah, that's cool.
Good game.
Good game by both the players, though even white hold it pretty well.
Right.
Leeches is facing some server downtime right now, so we just need to wait for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there was a critical moment when I think Sony was having 25 seconds and RO 40 seconds. So both of them maybe taking some more few seconds at that crucial time was maybe better. Where they
Definitely.
blundered Rook H4.
Yes. Now we are getting a request for Dev. We are going to take it.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so there is a fun fact here. Arun is again getting featured in third game as well. So he's playing white, and the request was for Dev. They are playing black. And Dev is already under extreme time pressure at this point, we see. 20 seconds?
Yes. 2 minutes advantage for Arun.
I think Arun is completely outplayed here in terms of the time. But I'm just checking out the material at the same time. White is better. White is having some extra pawn.
2 pawns. Yes, 2 pawns are.
Okay, Dev has lost to the time pressure, but let's try to see how did this position came up. We'll just quickly scroll through the game and then we can take on the next request. So
D3?
we start D3. Okay, this must be a mouse slip. The kid maybe wanted to go for D4.
Yeah, mouse slip.
Or this can be further transposed into E4 or C4 setups as well.
No,
But let's
at
see what
this
he-
stage I don't think. Maybe a mouse slip, right?
No, he's an 1800, so we never know. Yeah, this looks like a mouse slip. If you're Fian shadowing, then it goes to the King's Indian attack, but that's not the case. So yeah, it looks like a clear mouse slip on the board. Position looked fair. Again, this was a bad bishop, so you could have considered the idea of not trading and waiting for a bit more.
Not really, yeah. Instead, C6
The knight
and
was
D5 idea
slightly
was-
stronger at this point. Yeah. Now,
H6.
okay. Yeah, H6 bishop, and there is always idea of knight D5 that. Yes, and white did that. So this was, sort of the basic Italian idea that came up on the board, and definitely we can see that white got good advantage out of it. Again, black just tried, forcing this pawn pushes here, which looks good, but it can be a two-way coin flip.
Yes. Maybe G4 was a better move. Like before
G4.
H4.
Yes. I mean,
Right.
G4 was
Yeah.
good. Maybe sacrificing the bishop at some point, or lining up your
Yeah.
queen and then going with G4. There were a lot of ideas to attack the hook at this point.
Right. Oh, a pawn blunder.
Yes.
Yeah, even this hangs. C3. And now queen G5 or knight G5. Pawn. Yeah.
Yes. This pawn has got blundered on G5, as you said. There was a queen trade, but white is a pawn up now.
Oh,
And then there's a piece. Yeah. But at this point, I can clearly see white had some, black had some time, so they could have taken their time and played it. Again, they did, but maybe it was too late.
Right.
And there's just basic game taking place, and white is better. Eventually, when we will enter in the endgame, white will have the edge regardless. So good game, but black can still prepare well and they can do some puzzles to solve this position.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to take on the request of Atvik now. Atvik is playing from the pieces of white and Avyan is playing from the pieces of black. Which side would you prefer to play if you got the chance in this position?
Actually, because I prefer the positional side, maybe white's bishops are looking quite better. If I can get a break to break the c5 d4 pawn structure with e3, I prefer white's position.
That's correct. I mean, white is looking good right now, given the fact they have a bishop pair versus the knight pair. I mean, this game definitely looks interesting. And this is a square. I mean, white can. These are some weaknesses that currently black is carrying. This is a backward pawn as well. So you can also think of going maybe bishop a3, try to put pressure, because it will.
Yeah, very good move. This is a semi-close position, so opening it makes it an open position, and now the bishops are more better. F5 is
Yes,
also
bishops are now more strong. Again, we can always think of attacking this weakness, right?
yes, always.
That's a blunder. Yes. Okay, fine. Now I think white is clearly up in the game. What black can do from here is they need to quickly get their pieces into the battle first, like the remaining guys, and then they can think. I think this was not needed. You could have just played your rook to some other file.
Right.
You can't go again to a8 because of this bishop.
Yes. And this habit of blunting the pieces, the player himself has to work a lot by practicing and by
Also, I'm just thinking for a second. Yeah, I'm just thinking for a second. Like, there's one thought going in my mind that after, let's say, for instance, they go rook c8, right? Can this be met with bishop b7?
That traps the rook. That traps the rook.
Eventually, the rook was meant to get trapped. Maybe black figured it out earlier and they just decided to not waste moves and could be a choice. That's correct. Yeah. Now, what should white play here?
F7 is hanging. Yeah.
Yes. F7 is hanging. No, it's knight. Sacrifice the bishop. Okay, the position. It's a fork, but it can be defended. It's not a problem.
Defended by check, right?
Now, the queen is guarding the knight, so that's not a problem for the player. What else can be achieved here for the black? Black is currently even targeting b3 beautifully. I think this is one of the edge they can take back.
Right.
White is delivering some checks.
Right.
Okay, and white immediately figured it out.
Simplification.
Trades are going to only help. Yeah, but
Yes,
trades are
white.
only going to help white. So
That's why
black is.
simplification is good for white. Yeah. So simplification, why? I'm thinking just black shouldn't do this.
Yeah, Black should at least keep the pieces on the board and try to make it difficult. Hey, there are still a lot of pieces and you need to be really accurate to find the best moves. Otherwise, I can come back anytime soon. So that can be one of the very good ways here. I don't see any reason that White can go in any sort of trouble right now. They're doing really well. What they can think of is just achieving a battery along the 7th rank, right? I think that's what they are trying at.
This should be decisive. Queen is hanging.
Was there any way left for the Black to save this game?
Maybe not.
If they can somehow maneuver their queen here in 2 moves or something, but that doesn't work actually. Because you can again deliver it from G7, so it doesn't matter. And again, we can see that White has won it beautifully. So yeah, good game by both the players. But again, there's a rating difference as well. So Ian tried well.
A lot of it.
Good game. We are quickly going to give a glance of leaderboard to our viewers. Iban is on the first position with 12 points, 0 losses, so 100% of win rate. Rishi is on the second position with 10 points, 67% of win rate. Ibrahim is on the third position with 100% of win rate. Atvik is on the fourth position with 67% of win rate. Karthik is on the fifth position with 50% of win rate. Avian is on the sixth position with 100% of win rate. Starfish Pikachu, again, both the games won 100% and playing their third game. Then we have Cavalier. He has also won both of his games, 100% of win rate.
Some of the players, they are still... they have 100% win rate, so they can bounce back with 4 points. The third consecutive win gives them 4 points, so they can come to top 3 in the future. Right?
Definitely. It might not be visible right now, but we have seen in the previous tournaments as well, where the kids were playing slowly and this suddenly came in the top 3 and even in the top 1 as well. I've seen that with my own eyes happening. Swayam was on the 9th position, but now after he won, he's on the 4th position. Starfish Pikachu rolled back to 9 and so on. So let's go and now take on the next request.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we are getting a request for Top Chess Path. Parth is playing against Avian. So this is the same Avian. Recently his game got featured. He's playing from white. Parth is playing from black. And Parth is having 1400 of elo. So this is going to be fun to see. Again, white has decided to move the queen. Again, going with the knight wasn't maybe the best idea here. You could have just simply taken on f3 and just opened up the king side, right?
Following the structure and then going knight d4 was clearly better.
Looks like this could have been, let's say, this could have been a pre-move or something. I don't think so. I mean, can be. Yes. Now, black didn't got the complete advantage.
Yes.
Wow. White is achieving a break in the center.
Right.
White is going to be slightly better after the break.
Sure. That's correct.
Because they are winning a tempo as well again. Bishop has to drop back. Avian is still making sure that that opponent's pieces does not stay in his kingdom and do anything bad to him. He's keeping them off. Now he can think of getting these inactive rooks into the battle. All the other pieces are already playing a deal in this game. Later on, you can think of getting your queen in the battle at some point.
Right.
Okay, this opens up the dark square bishop at this point.
Oh, exchanging the pieces. Exchanging the pieces maybe wasn't a good idea to exchange your bishop for the knight. Double bishop is always something.
Double bishop is, you lost on your bishop pair at this point.
Yes.
I mean, see, maybe white, at some point, white is knowing that my opponent is a 1400, I'm a 1000. So there can be some mental challenges as well. There's always a mountain to climb for them. So they might just want to simplify the position as much as they can, and then they want to bring the calculation into their area where they also feel comfortable. That I've seen this mentality of a lot of our players. In most cases, it doesn't work just because you sometimes do random trades and that just backfires you. But in some cases, it can just keep the position equal, and you get a stable endgame to play. It depends from
Yes.
position to position, but I think white has got some good thing out of the opening. Again, black
Uh,
rooks are undeveloped.
exactly.
Bishop can just
And
simply drop back.
as they gain experience, they will know that if they are playing against a higher rated player, actually the higher rated player has that pressure to win the game and all those things. So what I especially do in chess.com, sometimes I get paired against FMs and CMs and even IMs. So what I do, I just go all out with my opening preparation, and they have the pressure to win. And most of the times I lose, but sometimes I win as well. So this is a
Yes.
mentality which will grow in their chess career.
Definitely. And one thing I would like to highlight here, white's bishop got attacked. And I have observed this thing in this rating range of 1000 to let's say 1300, where when their pieces get attacked, they always, have this temptation of counter attacking. Now, what it does, instead of simplifying the position, you are complicating it for yourself, right? And after some trades, what do we see? That white ended up blundering a complete bishop, even though they were doing fine. So I think this counter attack is, one reason why they frequently lose at that rating range, which they can fix. The best thing
Actually,
was just if your bishop got attacked, just simply defend it, right? Just move it somewhere. Maybe put it on some
yes.
active plays, try to create a
Uh,
play. There's no need.
right. Especially, I have said to my students strictly that don't try to play a counter-attacking move, because that things we will study later on. That will come to the game later on. Right now, the level is not like that. Our counter-attacking moves, because it has to be so accurate. Otherwise, you have such a great chance of losing your piece. Right.
So it can only work when you know the technique and then your calculations are up to the mark. If you can calculate in depth and you can understand all those consequences, then playing them might be fine. But just for the sake of your temptation, if you are doing, it might backfire you. So kids need to somewhere understand. Again, why does black just beautifully figured out a back rank? Just look at this. The game was
Right.
really, really close. I mean, see, the white doubled up their rooks on the 7th rank, which can again lead to some draw positions as well. If the rook is on f8, then there can be a mate in 3 idea, but that wasn't the case. And then the bishop comes here, and white didn't pay attention that their light squares were getting off by the bishop. And as soon as they got the temptation to take f7, the game was off. So again, the kids could have taken a bit more time. If I just give one suggestion to Avyan, you had 4 minutes in the clock. Always look for the consequences and then select your move. You have to be accurate. You don't have to be a racer. That is more important. Don't race. Just play for accuracy first. And once you achieve a good accuracy in your game, you will automatically also end up getting a good speed by the time and experience. We can go on the next request. Okay, we are parents. You can drop your kid's username in the chat. Let's take on a
The top game.
random request. No, I mean I want to feature a random kid. So let's go to page 3, for instance. And can you select one of the random usernames from here that we haven't featured till now?
Madhav, maybe? Oh, he isn't playing, right? Is he playing?
Yes, Madhav is playing against Mr. Chess
Okay.
Forever. So we can see Mr. Chess Forever is playing as white, while Madhav is playing from the pieces of black. And what is taking place in the position? The kings are centralized, which is a bit surprise for me. And white also tried taking the advantage of the same by pointing down to f7, but black managed to they had good preparation to defend it properly.
Right.
And white
White is a
infiltrated. Yes.
Right.
White is a piece up, right?
Right. And king g7, black will have to play, but still, white's king hasn't castled, so some chances for black still in this game.
Definitely. I mean, games are definitely going to be wild if the kings are going to be in the center. There is no question in that.
Oh,
White wants to simplify the position. Yeah, that does make sense because you have extra pieces on the board. Even though the c3 can fall in the very next moment as well, and then a pawn can be a passer down the journey, but bishop is still standing on a2. So the point can be after takes, You might take here, just have a pin. So if they castle, you win a piece. And if they don't, you can start rolling your a pawn and figure out some way to make it as a queen or something. Black denied the trade. Black is knowing this thing pretty well that they have less material. Next approach that Black can take is bishop g6 and try to get rid of this queen out of their kingdom, sending it back on f3. So at least your king can just slightly be more safe because you have light square weaknesses around the king.
h4 maybe from the white side.
h4 can be a very good idea. Yeah, they should look to open up this rook right now.
Yes.
And I am not that much worried for the white, but now I might be worried because earlier the center was closed, right? There was no activity in the center, so the white's king was slightly safer. Now when you break in the center, the position is slowly opening up. Like Black can always think of opening up this position. Also, Black can take the castling rights from the white if they want.
It's a bishop d2, king d2, queen a5. It's a fork, right?
Oh yes, bishop takes, king takes, and then
queen a5 was there.
Queen a5 does a fork on the king and the bishop. Yeah, brilliant tactic there. But the kids are okay. When I will say Madhav is under the time pressure, so he might not have figured that out. He's slightly under that clock of below 1 minute, so that might make a slight difference. Queen has driven herself to b4, threatening to take on d2, which is fair enough. But again, white can create some counterplays.
Oh, it's losing for Black, maybe. Checkmate incoming. If white finds queen takes f6.
Now king is going to g8.
f8 because bishop is on a2. It's just preventing.
Okay. I think this position is now closing for the Black. It's almost closing at this point.
But let's suppose white plays a waiting move, then Black also plays.
Did you saw this coming?
Oh my god.
Madhav is under the time pressure. If he can be calm for like 5 seconds. Oh, why?
Why?
Could have taken slightly more time. Always review your opponent's move, no matter how good they are. You never know what can come to your destiny.
Wait.
Bishop takes. What?
Bishop takes.
What am I just doing?
That is in fact the only move.
Yes, that's the only move. Black needs to spot it.
Pre-move? Why?
There's some reason to it. I mean, now this idea of pawn decent, but can Black also? No, Black can't create a counterplay, unfortunately. You could have just pushed that pawn, right? Just to
b7.
Okay, the bishop is you could have tried at least. I think this was keeping the white's chances alive. Now the only thing Black has to do is just to get a queen on the back rank and the position is off.
Yes.
Just get your queen around and just finish it off, as we saw in the last game as well, how beautifully that get finished.
But the way this game is going, any result, I'm not sure still.
And Madhav is doing slightly better right now, but the problem is the clock. The clock is the only challenge for the kid at this point.
Yes.
On the other hand,
right.
Oh wow. Good move by the white here, just stopping all the plays.
Bishop g6
drop
and
back.
Bishop. Right. Bishop g6. Bishop
Again,
g3
you can also play something like this and just maneuver at some point and
Queen e7.
If bishop g6, then we could have tried something like this. Then
right, that's what they are. Queen e7 right now.
Queen e7 looks really strong. I mean, how do you save one of your bishops then? Yes, they might have some idea of bishop takes here, but anyways, this guy will get pinned, right? After that. Oh my
Great
goodness.
turnaround. Great
turnaround. Mr. Chess Forever is actually almost 600 points up, but even Madhav did well. Again, first suggestion is to castle and get your king into the safety. Iban is still leading the leaderboard. Just see, like, he played 6 games and he won all of it. Cavalier just played 4. He's still in the top 2. And he won all of his games.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Yeah. We are getting a request for Cavalier right now. We'll take his game. Okay, Cavalier is already completed.
Yeah, I can see fried liver maybe.
Yeah, here. Okay, so Cavalier has just got paired with Newborn. Newborn is playing white, Cavalier is playing black. And this is London.
Yes,
Yes.
London system.
It can again
Very
get
solid.
transposed after c4, right? But I think this is London.
Right.
Can we
Maybe
think of
tackling the
knight
London.
h5? Yeah.
Yes, but maybe tackling the London with early c5 is the best option, which I have taught to my students as well. Tackling
Yes.
the London with early c5.
I mean, you need c5, right? You need this break. Without this, you can't play against any d4 openings. You need this for even in the future, in the middle game, c5 or e5. One of the breaks are always needed against d4 setups. That is undeniable. But when you play the knight c6, you turn off your chances of breaking with c5 in the position, and your opponent starts squeezing you with the space.
Exactly.
White is doing okay here. They're fine. Okay, what would you prefer to your students? Let's say, if the bishop is here, would you? Do you tell them to go back on g3 and play after bishop takes and pawn takes, or do you allow them to have those double pawns and play with the structure of knight e5?
See, there are actually, I think, three options here: knight e5, bishop g3, and yeah, as you said, there is also the option of just letting them take bishop f4, pawn f4, and then knight e5. So yeah, it depends on the playing style. If they play bishop g3, it means waiting a bit more. Knight e5 directly also looks tempting.
Exactly. I think knight e5 can be one of those ways to have some spice in the position while going ahead and attacking at the same time.
Yes.
I think white is going to go for the queen castle, maybe.
Maybe it
White is
depends
going
on
to
the
go for
move.
the queen castle. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm just getting this intuition right now after looking at the position. Because at any point, both players can open up the rooks, right? Look at this.
Right.
And then who doesn't wants to have that, that pre-made open file on for their rooks?
Both can castle to any sides. All the four options are there for both of them. Two
In the
options for
area.
castling. Yes.
That's correct. That's
Right.
true. Definitely.
Right.
Position looks good here for both the players. So again, now black is slowly taking his time, and I've seen this kid. He played around 70 to 80 moves in the last tournament when he was under the clock of 1 minute without making any big mistakes, and he managed to win. So his game went for like 104 moves. From 20 at 29th move, that kid was below 1 minute of clock. Still outplayed his opponent. It was a very spicy game. Yeah. Now white is just breaking in the center with e4. I will not say that's a bad idea. Actually, even in Cole systems also we often break with e4, so there's nothing wrong with it. But again, your king is in the center, so that is the only compromise you are making at this point. There can be some quick sacrifices, and the position can open.
Now I'm getting why they are not castling. They are just thinking.
Yes. So at this point, yeah. So after bishop to d3, again, white is just moving their queens around. But white can think of again breaking with d5. Again, the position can be closed with e5 at this point. Or if they take, then the center just blast up. Black has played pawn to f5 in this position, which is actually a very good move. Okay, this makes a weakness on e6. This makes a weakness on e6 and yeah.
Right. Okay, knight e5, knight jumps to
Finally, knight e5.
Pawn takes e4, knight takes d7, pawn takes d3. Maybe white is going a piece down, probably. Yes, best move found.
Yes.
Great game, great tactics, sharp eyes. Sure.
Yes. White is a piece down at this point, and black is now just going to trade and simplify the position. They are not going to look for anything else.
Pawn
Black is
e5 was
better.
better. Yes, black is better.
Even pawn d2 looks spicy. Okay, it can be again. King can move somewhere, or they might now castle at this point.
Uh,
Can black also castle? Yes. I think now they
Yes.
figured out that they should castle. Okay. So
e5 pawn is very weak. Maybe black should attack the e5 pawn with rook d5
yes,
with f5.
attacking f5 and rook f4 can be one idea there.
Yes. Oh, this is also good. c5, planning c4, and then
Yeah, just connecting your passes, and the rook is never going to have that open file for the rest of the game. Unless white figures out pawn b3 and stuffs like that.
yes.
So definitely this. White is now trying to go h5 and trying to kick this bishop somewhere. Okay, but g4 is on the board right
f3
now.
is hanging. f3 is hanging.
f3 is hanging. Whenever you move upon the friendly, pawns are always going to weaken up. If they were the guards. Bishop takes, and now there can be tactics down the line.
Yes.
Maybe if you go here, try to win a pawn. Anything can be there. Again, let's say, okay, they immediately understood and they moved their rook away. But now you can't double up on d3 anymore, right?
Yes. e4. Best.
Because yeah.
Again.
And after c4, I think this is like this pawn is concreted. It doesn't need the protection of the rooks, and you can again look to let's say rook f8, and you can try to trade off one rook pair.
Yes. Actually, they can play g6, king h7, and then white has 0% play.
Yeah, white can't do anything after all that. Again, one of the rook even needs to be in front of the pawn in the future as well. They're just going to trade. I think Cavalier has created a beautiful game from you. I think this was a positional brilliance, right? The kid just positionally outplayed. And now you trade off one of the rook pair. Why not? You have a very good game on the board. Good.
Checkmate incoming, maybe. Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
no.
king can run on e3. King e3 is still a possibility after all that. He's looking for the skewer at this point. Good game by the player. Now, how should black continue this position further? That's the question. Rook check looks tempting. So you win the pawn on e5 if black... No, but black is definitely going to go king. Now you need to be worried about your c4 at the same time. But again, if you can give the c4...
Yeah, rook e2 and pawn d2. Looks very strong.
Yes, even this is real. It is almost unstoppable after rook e1, like rook g1, rook then rook e1, and then you're also
d2. Yes, that's there.
Cavalier spotted the best move. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Cool. You already have a piece, so it just doesn't really matter. Either ways, you found some way to win. Good game by Cavalier. Newborn did it really well. But one thing again we see is I think the kids tried to not castle for a very long time, and again they were playing in the non-castling position. So you need to be again well prepared even if you're planning to do that. We can take on the next request. Oh, look at just Ivan again. 8 games, all victory on the board.
oh my God.
This kid is just unstoppable today. Even Cavalier, just 5 games and he won all of it, and he's on the top 2.
Right.
In the top 2. It's a good one. Okay, now we are getting a request for Iziana. We'll take her game.
Okay.
Iziana is playing from the white's pieces against Heed. They are playing from the black. And when we look at this position, the black is almost undeveloped at this point. They're underdeveloped. Their pieces have not came out from the starting position. I mean, we are witnessing an opening right now. So let's see just quickly what happened. E4, C6. This is a Caro Khan, and then
d5. Oh, bishop c4 is a mistake, right? On the second.
yes, this is sort of exchange variation. So they gave a free tempo. Again, knight can get developed, but they decided to go with the bishop, which is an interesting one again. And then white challenged the center with c4. If black wants, they can think of pawn push. They can take as well to double up the
Yes.
pawns.
Maybe
There's a
bishop
lot
d5
happening in
pawn.
the
Right. Bishop b5 pawn b5 and then pawn to e5. 2 pawns in the center for black.
Yeah, black can again capitalize the center as well. They decided to take, and white went for the scholar checkmate. Black is playing Caro-Can and white wants to do the scholar. I mean, again, it's not a possibility because there is obviously king d8. But again, we need to see how the kids are building out of it. So knight was played there and the pawn fell on f7, surprising. And then fortunately, you're going to lose your bishop at this point. No, you can't lose because of the knight's protection.
When black played, isn't the c1 bishop hanging for a long time?
C1 bishop.
Isn't the
Oh
C1
yes,
bishop?
I didn't
For
pay
a long
attention.
time,
I was
like 4 to 5.
yes. I mean,
After the
let's
knight
just
went to
go
e5.
back. This at this point the bishop left, and the c1 was defended by the queen. But later on, as the queen moved out and the knight moved, this is a discovered attack within itself, right?
Yes. Queen f4
This
and
is a
c1.
discovered attack.
Yes.
But then white just counter-attacked here to win the knight. But again, you can take because
Oh,
you are going
check
to
is also
win
there.
them.
Knight d3 check is also there. Knight d3 check and
Oh
they
my
lose the queen.
goodness. Kids are not taking an ample amount of time. They could have just found the fork or taking the bishop. You could have been better there.
Right.
White is the one then. Black wants to offer the queen trade somehow, but now they figured out that the bishop is hanging.
Yeah, now they figured out. Great.
Now they figured it out. And this is more of a position where the king has got stuck on the back rank, but white can... If white king hasn't moved, they should just go for the castle, yeah? And black is in slight trouble right now. Now this is the point, right? If you don't castle, you leave your king in the center, it's vulnerable to your opponent's fork, right?
Right.
Opponent's tactics eventually. And then that happened, and simple trade. Black is trading even when they have less material, so they shouldn't do that.
It's equal maybe, right?
It's equal actually. Yeah,
right now it's equal. Right.
Oh yeah, they won the bishop back. True. Yeah, after the queens are off the game, one thing is definitely there, that the game will go for longer amount of time now, because there is not going to be any early checkmate coming on the black skill. So the game is going to sustain for a bit longer. And again, there are a lot of weak pawns, weak squares. These kids are almost 900, so they might not be knowing it. The black might not be knowing it, but white is a 1300. They might just figure it out and go for attacking the weaknesses.
Knight g5 and knight f7 can be an idea to trap the rook.
Yeah, I mean, it has underdeveloped, right? So you can obviously think of that.
Rook
Skewer. Yes, rook c8 as you said. And wait, what? Pre-move?
Mouse slip.
Oh, this is a mouse slip, not a pre-move.
Mouse slip.
But yeah, they played too fast.
Yes, they have 4 minutes with them.
When you are maybe new to the system, one more thing that comes in is when you pre-move, you should also know how to cancel it, right? Sometimes kids just make a wrong pre-move and they just wait for the game to happen, and that can be one of these scenarios, is what I'm assuming. Okay, and here is Yana is the one who lost against him. Black managed to win. Because of that pre-move, they just lost and they just resigned. They could have played it for longer. Good game though. This kid has won 9 games now. Ivan is doing well.
Oh my god, 9.
But again, Cavalier, 5 games and still in the top 2. So good game. Good chess by both the players. Even Shah Chess came in the top 7. Their name was not there earlier, right? As I said, if you are just playing slowly and you're playing less number of games, by the time the tournament ends, you will end up finishing in the top 10 no matter what. This is one of those cases.
Yes.
That's definitely one of the case here. So yeah, last 7 minutes into the clock, and now I would like to just see like how the leaderboard is going to make the difference for this tournament. Let us just try to see. There are 3 kids who are on the 16 points, which is Cavalier, Swayam, and Top Chess Parth. So the tables might flip anytime soon. This kid has won 10th game as well. Just unstoppable. Okay, top chess, Parth and Cavalier are playing against each other, so it's worth taking their game right now because that will decide the second position potentially.
Yes, right.
Parth is playing white, Cavalier is playing black. We also got a request for Parth though, so anyways.
Oh, black is having the initiative.
Black is having a good initiative.
Yeah, just making the battery now after this rook e8.
Yes, rook e8 is a very good way to coordinate your piece. And at any point, even the bishop is going to point at c2, so I think black looks really good here. Can they think of bringing a bishop check at some point on e4?
Yes, of course they can think.
Knight f3 is always there, I'm not denying that, but still, you can take positional binding as one of your advantage.
Right. But I'm just thinking if black gets rook e8 and rook e2, I think it's over for white. So white has to be really careful.
Definitely. I mean, just get your rooks on the 7th rank, right? Why not? That's
Right.
a very good option at that point. So again, we see that Parth is taking his time, and he then offered a queen trade, which is a good option for them because black.
Not a
What
good
else
idea.
black could have done?
Maybe
What
queen
else?
e5. Sorry, yeah, there was the threat of queen f7. Queen f7 threat. After queen f2, there is a threat of queen f7 from white.
So even it is a forcing line, right?
Right.
So this forces the black to trade, because if they don't, then obviously your f7 falls and your opponent gets a counterplay. e2. Now rook e2 can be one of those approach here. Okay, they're pointing on f7. I think it's a high time now. Black could have tried maybe pawn f6 at some point.
Yes.
Just keep it simple without complicating. I mean, that can be a very good option.
Yes.
King g3. Check. Okay, so after king g3, there can be a simple rook check. And if this rook intervenes, then black might get the chance to take on c2 after the rook trade. But what is black trying to do? Black is slowly trying to build a mating net around the white's king. Like, if we look at the position, the h4 is now being covered by the pawn. White is trying to get their pieces into the battle, but this can again go in the pin if they want to. If rook takes, then there can be idea of attacking c2 in the future.
So king f3 is a bit. Okay.
They have taken with the rook. Yeah, they could have taken with the king itself. Okay. Now there's also an attack coming on c5. Yeah.
c5
We are in
has
the
to be
last
played.
2 minutes. c5 has to be played, but now your b6 is weakened.
Oh.
Okay. White is trying to create a passer at this point, is what I'm understanding.
Maybe they want to play rook c6 and fork the pawns at some point.
Yes, that can be an idea. Then c5, c4, c5 can also be an idea. Okay. Now you can't go back because you will lose a pawn here.
So pawn c3 has to be played, or b5.
Pawn c3 is forced by nature here. Okay, that is even fine. At some
Right.
point, they're looking to do. For this, I think king f2 now.
Yes.
Rook goes back, and that's a 4, but this doesn't work because of the rook guarding on c4. King can go back.
If black wants, they have maybe a draw in hand, because white's king is just stuck with the
Yes.
g4 pawn.
Definitely, that's true. I think black can simply take a draw, but who's going to take more points? I mean, it's a threefold repetition forced draw, and now the leaderboard must have taken a turn. Again, Cavalier was on the streak, so he got 2 points even for a draw. He's having that 18 points. Parth is also having the same, but Cavalier is just up in the his performance rating plus his win rate. And Sanjay's came in the top 3 with 18 points as well. So we still cannot make a call here for the second, third, and fourth position. No one knows what can take place in the last 2 minutes. Afnan has kept his options open as well. He
Right.
can finish in the top 5 if he wants.
Oh my God, so many players with a difference of
Even
3 points.
Chess, yes, like they have just played 5 games, they've won all of it, and they're taking on Iban. I would like to take this game. Last 2 minutes, Iban black, Shah white. Let's just see how the game is taking place on the board. So black is going for a kingside attack. Queens are already off the board. One good thing about black here is that outpost. This is a temporary knight outpost because the pawn f3 is not right now. It is not possible, but in the future it can be. And a beautiful placement of the knight on b4. I think knights are completely dominant here for the black.
Okay.
Black is forcing the game because the clock is already below 1 minute and just last 90 seconds here. So yeah, that's the ultimate point that I would like to just add upon. Breaking with g4, then yeah.
And maybe they want to play king g7, rook h8, maybe playing on the h file.
Definitely. The black is forcing the play. We are in the last 1 minute. And yeah, I mean, if white just wants,
they can just simply.
That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't do that. That's not a good sportsman spirit. But if they're genuinely taking time to think, for instance, okay, in a real scenario, if they're taking time to figure out the position because they are getting attacked by the black, then it just might end up in the way we are thinking it to go. I think g4 could have been better here. Just looking to create an open file and just force game, yeah. Because f2 is already being attacked by the knight, so after that open file, there can be some chances for the black. White is not ready to give that tempo, but yeah, now you break with g4.
Knight d3 maybe. Knight d3 was a better move for black instead of knight takes d2. Knight d3, then knight captures f2. Knight d3 attack the rook.
Yeah.
Here knight. No, not here. Knight d2 and knight d3. White played knight d2.
Okay, got your point. Here, I think it was a good opportunity. Yeah.
Yes.
That does make sense. Yes. Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean now also they could have done it, no? I mean black just broke with c5. Now also they had the possibility.
At that time the f2 pawn was weak. Yeah, here knight d2 and knight d3 from black. Knight d3 from black and f2 pawn is hanging, right?
It does make sense. Yeah, good observation. Definitely. Now breaking with c5 at this point, the knight has an outpost right now as well. But yeah,
the tournament time.
Okay, the tournament has already taken place, so let's just announce the winners. We have concluded here. On the 10th position, we have Arna with 13 points. Arun on the 9th position with 14 points. Arav on the 8th position with 15 points. Swayam on the 7th position with 16 points. Shah on the 6th position with 16 points. Parth on the 5th position with 18 points. Sanj on the 4th position with 18 points. Cavalier Pro on the 3rd position with 18 points. Can you please explain our viewers why Cavalier, Sanj and top Parth have the same points, still the Cavalier has got placed at the top? What is the reason?
Some of the viewers may be thinking that it's like why this person is at 4th and 5th still having the equal points. The reason is the performance rating. Like a person is playing 7 rounds only 7 games and getting those points, and one of them is playing like 15 games, 10 games. So the person who has used less games, who has a better win rate, gets the top spot in that case.
Your effectivity and your efficiency will make a very big difference, and Cavalier is a very good example for it. 71% of win rate. He just got like 1 draw in the 6th game and he lost his final game, which is okay, but the kid played just 7 games and still scored the same points. When you look at the 4th position, they played 8 games.
Yes.
5th position, they have played 10 games again. Now, on the 2nd position, we have Afnan with 19 points, a very good win rate of 70%. And then we have the undefeated Ivan on the first position with 36 points and a whooping 100% of win rate. So this kid has been undefeated throughout this tournament, and this is how our tournament has just taken place right now. We
Right.
congratulate to all the viewers and all the participants who gained experience. Definitely, this experience will help you to play better in your upcoming tournaments. Thank you so much, Coach Neera Vishal, for sharing your time and insights with us. We really appreciate that. The stage is yours. If you want to share some thoughts with our viewers, you can do that.
Yes, congratulations to all the winners and all the participants. It's important to participate, as playing the game is more important, and then we can work on the game with our coaches. You can analyze your games with your coach after this tournament. And yeah, very congratulations to all the winners, and especially the first position is just unbelievable. All the 100% win rate, having such accuracy is not so easy. And yeah, thanks to everyone for such participation, and I was having a privilege to be here. So thanks, Abhishek. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, kids, the only way to make to this position what Iban have achieved, you need to practice regularly. You need to solve puzzles. You need to play games day after day, and at one point, you will also reach the same level. It's not difficult. It just takes consistency and sincerity to just be there. Okay, that's it for today. Take care till then. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.